Attention gamers, this DASHCAST intro will be interpreted through dance.
Alright, here we go with your Cycle 6 recap. First off, we got DG taking on Jester, getting the win. And then we've got Wolf getting the win over Rook. Life won in a nail-biter over Wrecked. And Thug got the win over Fire. Thug also got the win over Pew. Hax got the win over Fam. And Emerald got the win over Grit. Wrecked got the win over Rook. And Hax got the win over Emu. Hard got the win over Acolyte. And Mex got the win over Viking. Hope got the win over Emu. And Acolyte got the win over Mex. Sky got a win against Limbo. And Icon got the win over Heart2. TBDI got the win over DG. And Fire got the win over Limbo. Wolf got the win over Pew. And Emerald got the win over Swa. Hard got the win over Southern Cross. And Life got the win over Sky. Southern Cross got the victory over TBDI. And Hope got the win over Icon. Jester got a victory against Viking. And Fam got the win over Heart2. And finally, Swa got the victory over Grit. On to the highlights. Alright, here we go with your Cycle 6 highlights. First, we're going to start off with Limbo and Fire going back and forth with countdowns and counters here.
Countdown Fire. Countdown Limbo. Countdown Fire. Countdown Limbo.
Next up, we've got Demand coming in with a last-second shock to help his team secure victory. And now we've got TT controlling this control point. And now we've got a nice kill streak from Toga. Next up, we've got Rayan VR with a cool kill streak. And now we've got another Toga kill streak. And now we've got Vico with some rocket action. Gets the kill and gets the point. And now we've got a Zeota kill streak. Next up, we got TT going down, grabbing the armor, and helping to secure this B area on Volcano. And now we've got a radiation kill streak. Radiation getting a bunch of kills here.
Radiation's still doing a pretty damn good job holding here right now. Staying alive. Keeping good movement on that cart too.
And then lastly, we've got Cosine getting a few kills and holding down the B button to help secure their victory.
Let me review that. The poll's still open. Ending the poll, we've got 100% voting for Jester to win Volcano. And with that team wipe, that's a good sign for the people voting for.
And those are your Cycle 6 highlights. Remember, if you see any highlights during matches, go ahead and post them in the Discord.
Hello, Dash League, and welcome to what may be, what probably is, what definitely is, the final Players of Cycle, at least for this season, Season 9. And I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. Over on Hope, we have Pika Thunder. He top killed on all maps, and basically always went positive into having a little bit of a KD buffer. They did have one where they went 61-68, but honestly, if you're able to do that and still top score, that usually just means you're getting a lot of interactions, a lot of damage markers. Which, you know, being an entry fragger is an incredibly important job for the team, so getting some good picks and also managing to take a lot of damage is a great thing. Over on Emerald, we have Ripper, who dropped 92 against Sua, which, especially in Walker tier, can be pretty hard to get those high kill counts, just because the game is so much slower. In Dasher, there's so many interactions per second, is it actually can be a little bit easier to get those 90 to 100 bombs. But on Walker, it's still a huge accomplishment. Or we hopping right over to Sprinter. We have round 5 or round 2, depending on the mode at which you look at him. I still haven't figured out why he is round 2 and round 5 sometimes. But he's definitely a player to keep your eye on. His first season, just has insane aim. If I'd seen this gameplay and you didn't tell me, I would have thought it was a Dasher player that had been playing for multiple seasons. But no, apparently not. So, just insane numbers. I mean, he put up 113 and 97 against Viking, which, I mean, usually, like, a player can drop 100 sometimes, but to do it consistently in, like, back-to-back maps shows that, like, they just truly were dominating the game that day. And, I mean, round 5 has been dominating Walker and Sprinter for the entire season. I would expect a lot of people will be after him during this off-season to try and pick him up, even some Dasher teams. And then closing out on Sprinter, we have Toga. Toga's been around for a while. Just all-around great all-around player. Gets a lot of things done for his team. We're starting. Gets a lot of things done for his team. I know he loves shotguns, which shotguns are great. And then he also top fried against Southern Cross, which managed to get hard into Dasher, which I I remember a couple seasons ago when they started in a sprinter, so seeing a team slowly grow into dasher level tier team is, always fun to see, and I think Togo is a large part of that. Also, they have a player on their team named So French, and I think that should definitely win Best Name for this season. And if they don't, I'll bias the vote. I don't know. And then, speaking of bias, we're going to be hopping over to Dasher, where I'm going to be talking about F2P on Life, my team. Just, what a great guy. But on top of being a great guy, he also, at least this cycle and every other cycle, had some truly, diabolical rockets that somehow managed to squeak out a pre-check against Wrecked. Just did a great job of staying alive. And he also did a good job of balancing staying alive of also hitting cart. I think some rocket players tend to play their lives a little bit too much. Which, it's a very fine balance. It's okay, if you're able to hit cart every 3 or 4 seconds, then yeah, you're doing a good job. But if you're running away for a full 10 seconds and then coming back and hitting cart, you might as well just die and respawn. Because at least while you're dying, you can maybe hit cart with rockets and get a little bit of damage that way. But yeah, on top of just having some great rockets, he also did a lot of great things during the control point and every other map this season. So, yeah, that's F2P. And closing out for our last player of the cycle, we have Zyota, Aussie, which typically with that ping difference is very hard for some of the Southern Cross players to, or not Southern Cross, some of the Aussie players to perform at that super, super high level just because of the ping difference. But Zyota's managed to make it work. He dropped 91 against Pew. Easily a high dasher player that you would fit in any roster, and that'd be a contender team. And yeah, he joined Thug partway through the season, and I think he's probably their best player, maybe second best. But he's definitely a great anchor, a great entry fragger, and yeah, Zyota just all around great player, did great this cycle, and I'm excited to see what Thug will do in playoffs. And that's going to close it out for me. Yippee.
All right, and we are back in the Dash League Gamer Hype House. The party is still going on from last time. But you know what? I think that in honor of playoffs, we need to give them a super sweet, they've got this VR setup right here, but I think we need to give them a super sweet VR tournament room for when their Hyperdash team gets to the playoffs. So let's go ahead and build this out. Gonna give them, yeah, there we go. You know what? Nothing says we're gonna win this tournament like steel plating floor. And then we gotta get rid of these windows. All right, there we go. We got all their headsets moved in there. Now we need to do some wallpaper. Gotta let everybody know that we mean business. And yes, nothing says we mean business quite like cow print on the bottom and red at the top. Yes. Plenty of space to win. I think we need some artwork in here too. Yes. Now this screams VR. Ooh, ooh, there we go. Yes. And now I think this area is a little bit bare, so I think we need to throw in, there we go, some super modern art. Boom. What is this? What? Oh, apparently this can only go outside. All right, we're going to put the weird crypt at the back. All right, so their VR space is complete. Let's get them in here and playing some VR. All right, everybody in. Come on, bots. Let's go. Let's go. Only 2? Oh. Jordy fell asleep again. So yeah, when you play against bots in Hyperdash, this is what's happening. This is what's happening in the bot world. All right, Isaac is showing up to play now. I also like how they're just playing VR and just leaving their guests. Their guests are just having fun down here, and Maxim, didn't I tell you to play VR? No, you're just chilling in the hot tub. All right. Wonder what their stats are like right now. Also, I feel like we need another crypt. Actually, we need like, oh, there we go. Now our backyard is significantly more creepy. Oh, ooh. Okay, Jordy. Jordy, wake up. Jordy, wake up. I know, Jordy. Can you clean up the balloons from the party? Everybody's leaving. And go ahead and eat some cake. Okay. All right, Jordy. I tell you what. You can sit, but you're gonna have to sit in the shed and admire the art. Why is the mime is still here? And our bots are still playing VR. They're still in their tournament. Ooh, a foosball table. Now that's something we can get behind. We just put it in the most inconvenient place ever. All right, here we go. Come here, Neil. Isaac, come play foosball. Who is purring? All right, well, are they still out on the back porch? No, nobody's in the hot tubs. All right. So where is... Oh, all of our guests are in the club. Isaac, wake up. I need you to play foosball. Yeah, I know you're grumpy. I'm trying to keep all these bots entertained. Play foosball. Thank you. Oh. Alright, well, it looks like everybody is going to bed or is in bed. And our guests are still here. The music is still bumping. Kenny is... Bot Kenny is in the hot tub. Well... This was another fairly successful day at the Dash League Gamer Hype House. We've got the new tournament room for when they play VR. And we did some other stuff. So we'll keep this going on the next episode of DashCast. This has been the Dash League Gamer Hype House. Stay tuned for the next episode. All right, well, wasn't that a great segment? Thank you very much for that. All right, so we are going to move on to our playoff predictions. We did this on DashCast Season 7, so we're going to bring it back. And we each filled out a bracket. Now, as audience, you won't see the entire bracket, but we will, and we're going to talk about each matchup and who we picked. And so I guess we're going to start off with Walker.
Yes, sir.
Here we go. All right, so Laz is top left, I'm top right, Lobster is bottom left, and Humbles is bottom right.
Yes, sir.
All
that
right,
I
so
am. I'm sorry for not making mine a little more clear for this one, because the first round is kind of unintelligible for mine, but I'll explain mine when we get to me.
you are all good. All right, so
Am I allowed to ask about the color choices, by the way, for Humble? I just the yellow seems like an inspired choice.
I don't know, bro. I just picked one that was like not green or red for here's my choices, and then moved on from there. So,
all right.
I see.
So between Emu and Grit, it looks like we're a little bit split. It looks
We're
like
literally split top and bottom.
Yeah. So why did you guys pick who you picked?
Lobster, you got it first.
Yeah. It's just Emu has a track record of matches, and I think, unfortunately, I don't think they're strong enough. It's just unfortunate. Again, always Walker, always bottom Walker. I really want to see them climb the ranks. But yeah,
Laz,
Yeah,
what
and I
about
mean,
you?
Lobster and I.
Oh,
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 Well,
go.
I went against the crowd. I picked Emu. So actually, Emu has some pretty good roster additions this season. Like they got Bueller, who he was on sticks and played at Dasher for multiple seasons. So against
we
a team
love
like
Bueller.
Grit, which is all new players, I have a feeling that Emu will be able to take it. But I think it could go to Control Point, especially with the plus servers.
Mm-hmm.
And I think their better
That's
coordination
fair.
would take
That's
it in
fair.
Control Point.
What about you, Humbles?
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of agree with I agree with Lobster more on this, where it's like, yes, Grit is a brand new team, but also Emu tends to have a track record of being at the bottom roster, and I hate to say it because they've got such good people on their team, and they're all awesome guys and gals, but it's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please prove me wrong. Please make my entire bracket go
For
haywire. I would
real.
love to see it. I really don't want my bracket to be right in this case because I really want to see Emu move on. That being said, they'll also have to play Jester. And in my personal opinion, either way, I think we're probably gonna beat them. But I want them. I want them to at least progress, please.
All right, so
Second place at least.
the
would
reason
be
I
great.
picked Emu to win is because if you look at the records, unfortunately, Grit has yet to win a match this season, and not only that, they have not taken a map this season either. Whereas Emu, their record is bad, but at least they have taken a couple of maps, and I think that they have won at least one match.
Yeah, they've beaten Grit.
Yeah, so
Shit. Okay.
going
Oh,
going off of
so let me just change my answer real quick. I guess I haven't been keeping up with the great
Did you guys
matches.
not do your homework?
I'm gonna be so honest, dude.
Not really.
You sent that message earlier, and I was like, all right, cool. And I went on my gut alone. I have not watched a single match
Yeah.
involving Grit the entire season.
For real.
The funny thing for me is, so I have to make all the matches on the website. So I passively see every match. I don't always read it, like the outcomes, but I like passively absorb it.
That's fair. Laz's is probably going to be the closest for that
whatever.
exact reason. I'm going
But-
to be honest. Like I feel like his is going to be the closest overall.
But here's the thing: I do agree that I could see Grit taking one of the maps and putting it to a control point, but I think Emu is just going to come out on top on that one.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah,
But
yeah, obviously, like me too. I'm rooting for them. They're a new team. Always root for the new guys.
And then the match that leads directly into that, I think we have the same answer for everything. It's just Jester. Regardless of Grit or Emu.
Yes, it looks like we all are in agreement that Jester is going to take that match. Ranked number 1.
aw, guys, thank
The number
you.
1 seed versus the number 8 seed.
Well,
That's the way it goes.
and the other thing is, like, Jester was in Dasher at 1.2, so it's just all of that, all of that's combined.
Okay, all right. Now
wild.
I wouldn't even like. We happen to be in a upper tier,
Yeah.
at which
Bumped
point we
up.
then got completely destroyed by the number 1 and 2 seeds in the entire game. So I wouldn't even say that much.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I played against you guys. I forgot.
Yeah. Whatever.
All right. So then the next round 2 is Swa versus Emerald. It looks like
Split left and right.
Yeah, split again. All right. So Lobster, why do you pick Swa?
I think they have the stronger killing ability, and they've shown more promise throughout the games I've seen of them than Emerald, in comparison.
Okay. Laz, why you pick who you picked? Oh, you picked Swa.
Yeah. So Emerald's been around for a while. And so this was only first season, but I feel like they've gotten markedly better in the season. So I feel like you give it another week or two, and Sua will easily surpass Emerald, which is why I think in a couple weeks they'll take it. But they've been doing like I remember early they started pretty poorly. They had a bunch of good killing power. It just wasn't very like like centered on cart and a lot of like the basics of playing against a team and not just a pub.
Yeah.
And so throughout the season, they've really honed in on that, especially like it's one of the hardest things for a Walker team to do. So I think they'll just take it out. I think it'll be very close though. Johnny's been very good this season.
Oh yeah.
One of the players will be like
Johnny
that.
Shotguns.
He's been leading their team like crazy. What about you, Humbles?
Yeah, so I have Emerald taking this, mostly because, in my opinion, like there's a decent amount of Emerald players that I know and have played with in the past, and I feel like I've seen them online more often than I have SWA. That being said, SWA does have a different server than a lot of than a lot of these other teams. Like Emu, obviously being our resident Aussie team for Walker, and then Har2 with our resident UK team, or not UK, sorry, I'm pulling a jaded. Our resident like EU French team, right? But I think Emerald will take it, honestly, just because I just feel like they've got some better people on their team overall. Like I really haven't interacted with SWA a whole lot, so it's kind of a biased opinion, but I feel like Emerald has the better overall like not coordination, but like players on their team, I guess, if that makes any sense.
So
I'm trying to make a coherent thought here.
Is deeper so that if somebody SWA drops, okay. I guess
I do think that their roster's a little better in my opinion. Like overall, like if they were to suffer a drop, they could easily replace it. Whereas if SWA has a drop, it's a little less. They have a little less replaceability, I guess.
Gotcha. Okay, so the reason I picked Emerald is going back to analytics. Emerald and SWA have actually played twice already throughout the season, and both times Emerald has come out on top. So I don't know if it's just something like a spark of magic of some sort, but that's why I picked Emerald, is just because they've beat SWA twice.
Makes sense.
Yep. All right, and then next up is Viking versus Har2. It looks like we are all in agreement that Viking would take this match. Anybody have anything to say about that? I think it's just...
It's just...
experience. Viking's been around, and Har2's...
needs some practice.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they're just new.
Yep.
Yeah.
Also, Viking is Raider, who they got partway through the season.
Yes.
Very good rockets,
True,
and
yeah.
he's played in High Sprinter, Low Dasher for a while now. And that's been a huge help for them. Also, Small Quad's been really stepping it up as well.
All right, and then next up is Fam versus Icon. It looks like 3 of us picked Icon, and 1 of us, being me, picked Fam.
Why did you pick Fam?
They have Ares.
That was it. That was the whole reason. Ares is on the team, and that's the game.
Well, they have Ares. They have Jason Bourne. And so I think like those 2 players I think are going to be key. And those are 2 like very talented players. And I'm not saying that the rest of their lineup isn't talented. It's just those 2 players are going to be key.
They stand out.
Yeah, and I think there's one more that I'm forgetting about.
I remember talking about it in my in my team's chat that we had talked about like Fam versus Icon, like who would win that lineup, and I got told that a lot of Fam was actually on Sith in previous seasons or like last season.
Oh yeah, that's Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Jason Bourne, Ares, obviously, but there were a few other members, like Frozen Galaxy is another one.
Yes, and they've got Dre Darkmoon, Frozen Galaxy,
who was on UNSC. I do want to throw out there.
Yes.
Frozen Galaxy was on UNSC 2 seasons ago, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on for a while.
They've also got
They've
also got Crowember, which I've seen them around a lot, and I feel like they're a good player. So I think that they have that Fam has a good shot of winning versus Icon.
Yeah, I think this will be one of those matches where it's going to be kind of hard to tell between the 2. I chose Icon specifically because I just know more of like I feel like I've played with them in pubs and stuff more often, which is what I base a lot of this off of, because yes, pubs and DL matches are completely separate items. I get that, but I see more of Icon than I do of Fam a lot of the times, because Fam plays with like they play in their laney lobbies, and then
Yeah.
that's really the only that's like the only place I see them. But I see Icon all over the place, and the
That is
people who I
true.
see who are on Icon put up huge numbers on these pub teams. And again, not a good basis to go off of, but just going off of that because that's kind of how I like to run these based on what I see in private. You know, kind of like how you act in private versus how you act in public type deal.
Yeah.
I feel like from what I've seen, Icon definitely has the ability to take this.
That makes sense. All right, and then so semifinals, we're all in agreement that Jester is going to come out on top of either Emerald or Swa, which I think we all agree with that. And
No
then,
bias.
No bias. And then next in the semifinals, it looks like so it looks like 2 of us picked Viking and 2 of us picked Icon.
Well, we all have Viking. It's just you have Fam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
wait.
yeah, we're still in semifinals.
Oh, yeah. So I have Viking beating Fam, and everybody else picked. Oh, wait, no. Oh my gosh,
Me and
I'm getting
Humbles
confused.
have Icon.
I'm getting
winning.
confused. Yes.
I believe
You
in you.
and Laz and Goose have Viking.
Thank you.
winning.
Thank you. My brain was just not computing what was going on. All right, so
And I think, for me at least, it's just Icon has more consistency than Viking does, and like depending on the lineup, it could go either way.
That's kind of where I fall in line with it. Like, we've played Viking, and I'll bring that up later, but we've played against Viking. We haven't played against a full Icon team, but again, from what I've seen in pubs and playing against a lot of these guys, talking to a lot of these guys, I feel like Icon kind of has the advantage here, especially with their roster differences. I know that Viking has some pretty good players, but I just feel like Icon is going to take this at the end of the day.
Yeah, but if they do get those good players in and everything works out, then they could definitely take it.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
yeah, and I think same thing. If like on mine, I have Viking facing Fam, but I think that if Viking brings all their top players, they have the coordination to beat Fam. But that was kind of a toss up in my opinion. All right, and then moving on to the finals of Walker, Jester versus Viking for me and Laz, and then Jester versus Icon for you guys. Either way, Laz has Viking winning.
And then you don't have any indicator to.
Okay.
I circled Viking. What do you mean?
Yeah,
I'm talking about Goose.
I have Jester winning. Even though I did not indicate it, I have Jester winning. Humbles, you have Jester winning. I would hope so. I would hope you have confidence in your team.
That would be
no
wild.
bias at all. No bias at all. But
And then Lobster, you also think Jester is going to win. So Laz, why do you think Viking's going to take this?
Raider Getter.
That's it.
okay,
That's it.
Okay, hold on. So I do want to just
Humbles.
mention
Counterpoint.
we played Viking in the last cycle, and we 3-0'd them in the domination, and then we won against the payload, and they had Raider Gator for both of those. I just want to throw that out there. That's all I'm going to say.
That was
I'm not going to
regular
say anything
season.
else.
That doesn't count. It's a regular season. Fake news.
Okay, yeah, no, you know what? That's fair. We're going to
Okay.
lose.
They're in playoff
I've changed
mode.
my idea. I've changed my idea. Icon
Okay,
is not going to make it
that's
to the
fair.
end. It's going to be Viking, and then
Yeah.
that's
All
fair
right.
though.
Also,
finals does bring out the
something
best.
to consider with all the finals, and I don't know if you guys have, is that for the finals and we forgot to do third place. We should have done that.
Oh.
We can do that
Real
now.
quick. Yeah.
Anyways, I was just gonna say for finals and third place, is there 5 map games?
Oh, that is true.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah, you decided to play for 3 hours, Humbles?
I'm not at all. I've got 8 hours of playtime on my quest, and I'm not ready to spend any more than 2 of them doing anything.
All right, so I guess who do we think is going to take third place then? Laz, do you want to go first?
So it would be between SWA and Icon for me. And so my money would be on Icon. For
My money's also on Icon. Yeah, I gotta agree with you there.
So in my case, it'd be Emerald versus Fam. Or no, it'd be Emerald versus Viking. I would have.
No,
to
you
say,
had it right. It'd be Emerald versus Fam.
Oh, right.
Wouldn't it?
Right. Yeah.
Or am I tripping?
My brain is not.
Second is your, and then it'd
okay.
My brain is not working. So
no, you're good. You're good.
I would pick Fam in that situation just because again they've got Ares, they've got Frozen Galaxy, and Jason Bourne. So like, I think that's a good lock for third place.
I mean, if they can bring them all,
I have SWA and Viking. I'm just gonna go with Viking.
Yeah, ready to rockets.
Nice. All right. So people watching this, post a comment. What are your predictions? What are your predictions for Walker? All right. Here we go. All right. So let's go ahead and get these Sprinter brackets up here. Sprinter has one less game. I have to cover up your big. I have to cover up your big artwork there.
What the heck did Laz write? I can't read that.
It says board bias.
Oh, okay.
How did you figure that out?
Foreshadowing.
What I wrote.
It looks like barred pie, but with a B. Barred pie.
I read it as board bees, which I think is the optimal shape of anything.
I don't understand.
All right. So first round, first match, we got Fire versus Hacks. It looks like
We all went with Fire.
Yeah,
so
we all went with Fire.
Consensus there.
I would agree. I think first seed coming in, super good team. And Hacks being the 8th seed, I think they're going to struggle a little bit.
I think we have the exact same for every single round one.
Yeah.
All the way across.
Okay, well this is going to be easy then.
Just a bit.
DG versus TBDI, round one,
TBDI.
match 2. Yeah, we all have TBDI. I think that's going to be interesting if they bring out Dark Moon and Rekko. They're both on their roster, so.
Oh my god. Poor DG.
I know. DG does have a lot of killing power, but I think they're going to struggle on those Hong Kong servers, as they did this season. Rook versus Mex. We all got Rook taking it. Again, higher seed.
Oh, I actually have Mex.
You're going against your own team. You're like, I'm not even going to escape the first round. And then Southern Cross versus Hope. We all pick Southern Cross. So then,
yes, sir.
It looks like the second round. So.
Wow. Okay. Only Laz. Oh no! We're still okay.
No. Okay. So Laz picked TBDI. I picked TBDI.
I picked TBDI. Humbles picked Fire.
Yes.
I did pick Fire. Yeah.
So Humbles, why'd you pick Fire?
I'm gonna be so honest. I forgot they had Darkman and Rekko on their team. So under the assumption that they are not able to bring those two players to the team, I still think that Fire would take this. Fire's been showing extreme growth this season, and I feel like if they can avoid having to deal with Dark Moon and Rekko, then they'll be perfectly fine. Specifically Dark Moon. Like Dark Moon could come in and just screw everything up, I'm gonna be honest, on his own. But if they can avoid those two guys coming back in for this last little bit here in the finals and the semifinals, I think that Fire could take it all the way to the finals of Sprinter.
My only question, has Rekko played in a match this season for TBDI?
He is not.
Okay.
I don't think, has Darkmoon played in a match?
Yeah,
for
Darkmoon
played
TBDI?
Yes.
Doofus is their other main player that's put up a lot of good numbers.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
gosh,
Doofus is on there too?
Yeah,
Good
I forgot about
Lord.
that.
Well, forgetting about everybody, man. I should have done more research.
I like Humbles' argument of like, if we just take away the team's like top 3 players, like they probably lose. Which,
okay, well, to be fair, To be fair, I didn't realize that any of those 3 players were on TBDI. I was just going based off the people that you see every time they play, because I haven't seen
a
any
good
of those
point.
3 players play at all this season.
Nope, they're match
Well-
only guys.
And again, you haven't watched any matches, so
True, I only watch the matches I commentate or I'm part of.
All right. So then we've got Rook versus Southern Cross. Laz is the only one that picked Southern Cross. Why'd you pick Southern Cross, Laz?
I don't think the Rook people are ready for the Thunderdome known as Sydney.
did you see our last match against Southern Cross? Went to
Ooh.
go
I think that's
pro.
irrelevant.
This is the second time, Lazarus, that this has happened where you've pitted 2 teams against each other in which one team has won and you've chosen the other.
Well, we almost we lost, but it was close.
Oh, okay. Well,
It
yeah,
was
that changes everything.
One of the early cycles.
Yeah, it was. I've got it right here. It was cycle 1,
Damn.
and
Rematch of the century.
it
Oh, for
was
real?
it was 93% to 50%, and then the quarry was 2-1. So yeah. Southern Cross in the playoffs
And I got
is a
maps
tough
too.
is a tough cookie. But I think that
It's Marmite.
if you guys bring your top lineup,
Vegemite. My bad.
what?
Vegemite. It's
What about
brilliant.
it?
It's tough cookie.
Oh yeah. But regardless, I think if you guys bring
Nobody
your top,
understands.
I do understand.
We understand.
I don't
If
want to
you-
understand.
If you bring your top lineup, I think you can take it.
I feel
I
that.
mean, I love Sticks, don't get me wrong. Favorite Aussie team,
What now?
to be honest. But with the fact that the first cycle where Rook was coming into this as a sprinter team, weren't they?
Yeah.
You're Dasher, right?
They were Dasher, but they ended Sprinter the season before, and they maintained most of their roster.
I see what you mean.
So what I'm saying is that the fact that they were able to come in first cycle of this season and put up a fight against Southern Cross to any extent, the fact that they were able to get what they did is insane. And then you pass 6 cycles where they don't play each other. Well, now all of a sudden Rook is competing with we're talking like top 5 here. I feel like Rook is top 5
did
at
you
the
see
very
our
least.
Our game against Wrecked minus the volcano. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like I see Rook in my mind as like top 5 teams this season, period. So the fact that they are not only in Sprinter but going against another team that is very similar in the aspect that they are like a top team that ended up in Sprinter, like it's going to be a close match, but I still think Rook takes it.
No,
All right.
I feel the close game regardless. I don't go through a control point.
oh yeah.
I would love to see a
control
control
point
point
for
there. Double control point on a 5 point or a 5 person match.
You're making Lobster sweat already.
sure. Wait, no, isn't semifinals only 3?
Yeah, it's only 3. I'm
Only
just
3.
making fun.
All right.
TBDI,
So then,
though. Ew. No 5 maps. Please. I don't wanna.
I can change it. I am on the board. I can specifically say that Rook plays 5 maps in every game going forward.
What?
Yeah.
all right. So
Okay, anyway.
then, moving on to the finals, we've got for Laz, it's TBDI versus Southern Cross, and then for the rest of us, well, for Humbles, it's Fire versus Rook, and then TBDI versus Rook for me and Lobster.
It's split diagonally.
Yeah, kinda.
Yes.
What do you mean, kinda?
Um,
It is.
Well,
Okay.
whatever. Anyway.
Okay, so I am picking Rook, but that is under the assumption that TBDI doesn't bring their top 3. Like if one of them can't make it or 2 of them can't make it, I'm picking Rook.
I'm going to go out on a limb here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Since we have very similar ideas here, I'm going to go out on a limb real quick
No,
and
you're
say
good.
that even if TBDI was able to bring all 3, I still think Rook would take it. I'm going to be honest. 100%.
I feel that.
I mean, if we get Jake in,
True. Jake carries.
Jake does carry. The shield play?
Facts.
Machine.
Anyway, sorry. Go back to
No, you're
to the
good.
next person.
So Laz, who did you pick? I can't even tell.
I didn't pick anybody, but I
Oh,
picked
okay.
TBDI.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think Doofus, very strong player. I've played against him for years. I've never been able to beat him. And I mean, same goes for Darkmoon and Rekko. Even if Rekko doesn't play, I think they take it to too.
Got it. Lobster. Why you picking your own team? I'm kidding.
You can now reveal the little doodle I made.
Yes. All right, awesome. And then
That is all.
third place.
I didn't even think about that.
Laz, who you picking?
So the third place is between Rook and Fire. Yes. I was looking at Gooses, but I somehow got the same thing. Between those two, I'd probably have to give it to Rook. They got Virtual Vega. They got Shout, my beloved. I'm hoping he can get out of his midlife
Replaced in
crisis and
Sprinter
start playing well again. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Fire, they've been in kind of the Walker Sprinter limbo for a while now. And it would be really cool to see them take like a third place or even win potentially, but I think we'll push it out in the end if they do end up playing that game.
And so mine would be Fire versus Southern Cross. And I think in this case, I would go with Southern Cross. Southern Cross is scary in the playoffs historically. And so I think Southern Cross is going to take that third place match. What about you?
Same thing. And yeah, Southern Cross.
All right. Humbles, what do you think?
So mine would be TBDI and Southern Cross. And again, under the assumption that their top three wouldn't be there because I didn't know those top three existed until about 5 minutes ago, it would be Southern Cross. But that being said, if TBDI is able to bring their top line up, it's going to be a close game. I'm still honestly going to give it to Southern Cross. I still think that Southern Cross would take third there.
So here's the thing that I'm wondering, though. Does Rekko play pubs?
No, he does not. In no way, shape, or form.
So
He's
then
not moved the club since the 2024s.
So if he hasn't played pubs and he hasn't, like, I'm not saying that, like, he would still be like I think a little bit rusty, and since he hasn't played all season, I think it would be like it wouldn't be like prime Rekko. It would be rusty Rekko. Not that I'm
expired.
Not that I'm saying that isn't scary.
Like,
I feel like you youngins haven't played against true Rekko. I don't understand how genuinely terrifying it was.
That's true. Like I've never played against him, so I guess I don't know. He is.
I played against Prime Rekko in a pub one time, and I almost set down the game for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be so honest. That game was the hardest thing I've ever had to experience, and I've experienced so much since then. It's still one of the worst experiences of my Hyperdash career.
Him and Darkmoon are Dash League legends.
It's probably fine.
As voted
worst
in
case
the community.
scenario, I go negative again. I play Rockets. It doesn't matter.
Awesome. All right. Well, I guess we're going to be moving on to Dasher now. And Lobster putting in their doodle. These will be fire matches.
Yeah, because I was doing it, making it all nice and stuff, and then I was like, since Jester's winning in Walker, I was like, I'll write down high humbles, and I was like, maybe I should go back and do some more doodles for everything else.
But here's the thing: Fire was in Sprinter. There will be no fire matches.
No, that's why it doesn't say fire. It's
just lukewarm matches.
All right.
Yeah, because it had the one. Yeah, that makes sense.
I know. I'm not saying fire. I'm just implying it.
I got you. I'm trying to make a dad joke here, even though I am only a father to a cat. Anyways, round one, match one, we got Life versus Acolyte. We are all in agreement that Life is going to take this. Life has just been steamrolling this season. I
wouldn't say steamrolling. We've lost a lot of maps this season.
But you are undefeated.
Yeah, I guess that is true. We played a little bit too many control points though for my liking.
Gotcha. All right, so here's where
bold.
this
Did you pick the?
yeah, round 1, match 2, we are split. Humbles.
Are we? I'm pretty sure I'm the only motherfucker
Humbles,
that.
why'd you pick Thug? Goose, stop talking because you're getting this wrong again.
Wait. What?
I'm the only one who has a different opinion here.
Yeah.
I can't read.
Humbles, why'd you pick Thug?
So I picked Thug because I've seen like one Sky match and I've seen like one Thug match, and from what I could tell, Thug just happened to do better that game. I play these brackets very by the seat of my pants, man. I'm gonna be so honest, but I don't know if they play anything like they did on that launch pad. And Thug is obviously gonna take this one. I'm sorry, Goose. I don't mean to be.
No, it's all good.
But no, yeah. I mean, on a serious note, I do think that Thug has a really good lineup as compared to Sky. Like Sky has a really good lineup. Don't get me wrong. But I think Thug kind of takes this one here just based on lineup alone, and I'm gonna set that down where it's at.
So the reason I picked my own team, not just because of bias, Thug actually, unfortunately, a Luno, who was one of their top killers, had to step away from the game, and so Thug is just slightly less with the killing power, and I think that if we can get our coordination on point, I think we can take this. I'm not saying it's not going to be a tough match. I think it could end up going to a control point, but I am implying a little bias here. But I think we can take this. Laz, what about you?
I do want to say, really quick, want to say that regardless of what we say here, like, all these matches are going to be close. This season in general has just been super close.
Yeah.
Making this bracket, I made it super quick just based off of instinct, but if I sat down and analyzed everything, this would be so much harder. If I actually thought about it, it would be so much more difficult. All these matches, in my opinion, all these matches are going to be extremely close.
Oh, yeah. Laz, what about you? Why'd you pick us?
I think Sky has a super strong lineup. They've just never been able to get Raptor Ryan, Lateralis, Snarples, Goose, and Blister in the same match. And I feel like if they did, they'd be able to go very far. Like, there's always like 2 or 3, but there's never been 4 of them. And it always feels like, man, they could go so far, but they just never are able to.
Well,
so. And then, obviously, Thug losing to Luno. Luno, I think, was on track to be probably one of the top 5 players in the game. He kept at it, so losing him is a huge loss.
Yeah, Luno is scary good, and Thug has really good coordination. But I think, I don't know. I'm hoping for my own team.
Coordination is Sky's thing, so you know.
Yes.
All right, cool.
All right.
Okay.
Moving on. Rect versus Hard. I think we are all in agreement that Rect is going to take this.
I'm so sorry, Hard.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. Like, super proud of those guys for ending in Dasher. Like, because they were Walker 2 seasons ago, and I think last season they were as well, if I'm remembering correctly.
So, yeah.
They feel like they've been walkers since I've been in the league. And that's not a diss. That's just like a general, like, that just feels like where they've been at. So to end up in Dasher is crazy in one season.
Yeah. So good. And then Wolf versus Pew. It looks like we all picked Wolf to move on. My justification for that, at least, is that I think it was versus Life that Wolf was on track. They very well could have beaten Life, but on the control point, I think they had a drop. And
oh yeah, I remember that match.
Yeah, and so that completely threw them off, and they ended up losing. But they, just going off of that alone, I think Wolf has a really good shot. And I have them taking Pew. And it looks like everybody else. Yeah, everybody else did. Okay, so then Life versus Sky, or Life versus Thug
Yeah,
in Humble's case.
we're all in consensus.
Yes, that
Yeah, Life is taking that one.
I would hope that we would give Sky a run for their money, but
Why don't you have everybody else has their bias? Why don't you just put Sky ahead? Just nudge them a little bit. Just like, yeah, we win.
Okay, so I guess Life, all of their batteries fall out of their controllers simultaneously, and we win.
No,
Easy day. Easy day.
board bias. They were playing like
Caster
up to
bias.
7 matches before. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, they didn't like Laz making Rook play 5 matches on the thumb.
And now you get 7 matches. Enjoy it. It's best of 7. Play all the maps.
About 0.7.
Deal.
All right.
And that's how you negotiate, kids.
First to 70% on Launchpad wins.
Yes, thank you.
All right.
All right, Wrecked versus Wolf. It looks like we're split on this one. Yep.
Top bottom.
So, for me at least, I'm going off the same justification. When they almost beat Life, I think that they will coordinate and get the job done versus Wrecked. I think, although obviously Wrecked is very tough, I think that they're like overall skill. Obviously, they're in the number 2 spot, and I think if Wolf can do what they did versus Life, I think they can end up taking this match. And it looks like Laz, you agree?
I do. Wolf pre-checked us on Abyss. But they kind of have the so Southern Cross in Dasher tier for seasons and seasons is basically any team that wasn't D or team name or ARC. They would basically take every single match that was on, or every single map that was on their server. And so Wrecked has that, or I mean not Wrecked, Wolf has that, on top of also being super, super strong on US servers with their kind of mixed US EU lineup.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think for sure Wolf is guaranteed to take a map. I don't feel confident that Wrecked would be able to take the other two with the same level of certainty. So I put a higher chance of Wolf winning. But I think a lot of this will come down to how the teams negotiate maps. I think will play a huge, huge factor in this game.
So do you think that Wolf would pick Abyss then, since they pre-checked?
Well, it's a ban system now.
Oh, right.
So each team gets to ban 2 maps.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So, I mean, if I was Wrecked, I'd probably ban Abyss. So it's probably not going to be Abyss. It would probably end up being Launchpad, Quarry would be my guess for maps. And I think Wolf would take either of those maps on their server. And then on the control point, I mean, I think it'd be super close. I think Wolf just has a little bit more objective-minded players, which is what you'd want on a control point.
All right, and then it looks like for the finals, we are all in agreement that, I know I didn't put mine, but we are all in agreement that Life is going to end up taking Dasher finals.
Yeah.
I'm a little surprised it's so unanimous. I mean, we played
Life has been top
2
one
weeks ago.
since Cycle 1.
True, but also we played Rec 2 weeks ago, and that ended in a control point that was within 15 points.
I don't know. I didn't watch it.
I mean, I just feel like I just feel like Life has maintained top team the entire time, and Wrecked has been in second place for most, if not all, of this season. I'm not 100% sure on the facts. Yeah, but just like
it feels sketchy.
It feels more like Life has this one in the bag. Like, even if it is super close, I still think they're going to win. Because yes, that game was super close. Yes, it was within 15 points. But yes, Life still did win. And while both teams are probably going to lock in here for these finals, semifinals, and whatnot, I just feel like Life is going to lock in harder. I'm sorry, I can't stand by and pretend like in my opinion, Rect is going to win this one. I've got to stand by life on this one.
Who are you apologizing to? Because like
The audience.
Myself,
last.
I don't know. Myself, I don't know.
the wrecked fans out there.
I guess, I don't know.
I would be
So-
willing to bet Rect is much more popular than Life. So I think the crowd will be on Rect's side.
Comment down below if it's Life or Wrecked.
Here's an interesting statistic, is that Wrecked has only lost a life, and no other team has taken a map against them. So Wrecked is undefeated versus every other team, like completely. So that's a little interesting. So I guess
Right.
Yeah, but it also did say that it was gonna beat who on the one thing a while
Who's
ago.
Hmm.
The something 60 to 60%, where it was like, but I forgot the teams, and so it came out way worse than I was expecting. So we'll just move on.
Yeah, I mean, my reasoning as to why I think Rect has gone undefeated, like they've only lost a life, right? But they won every other map. Where if you look at Life's record, is like they always end up winning the game, but like they lost against Slug, I think twice actually. They lost Dominations, and then the same thing against they lost to Wolf, they lost to Rect, and I think there's one other team I'm forgetting about. But like my reasoning would be that I think Rect actually has a little bit stronger killing power than Life at the moment. It's just that they haven't been able to put that into like a cohesive all around roster. So when you're playing another even team, is like that objective minded stuff and more well-rounded team stuff comes out to focus, which is why I think Life has ended up winning those games at least. But if Rect has such a huge lead over every other team just in terms of killing power, they'll just run over everybody else, whereas Life is a little bit more mixed. That'd be my reasoning.
That makes sense. No, I get that. All right. So then third place. So for mine, it'd be Sky versus Wrecked. And I would have Wrecked taking that. I think, although we could keep it semi-close, I think that just killing power alone, I think Wrecked would take it. And it looks like, Laz, you would have the same thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Lobster, what's your third place match? It'd be...
I would have Sky
Sky.
versus Wolf, and
Ooh.
I gotta say Wolf on this one.
Ooh, even though we beat them during the regular season?
You beat Wolf?
I gotta say Sky on this one.
Wait, did we? Hold on. Maybe, hold on, I might
I
be
gotta
wrong.
say I don't know on this one.
I might be wrong. Hold on.
I do not remember those. I feel like
I think
Nah,
I'm
I'm
wrong.
just gonna go with my gut and say Wolf.
I think
It's
I'm
also
wrong.
worth considering it'll be a 5-map game.
Oh,
which
that is true.
Ew.
Hold on. Wait.
Would it be 6 map? If
Ah,
it was
we
double
did
control
lose.
point?
Dang it.
No, it's 5 is the max because it's you'll play 2 payloads and play 2 DOMs and then the control inside record. So it's a max of 5 maps, 3 at a minimum.
I need to
So,
read the rules
when we-
again.
When we played them last time, we lost the double control point by 50 points. I don't know. If we played them again, I think we could scrounge up that 50-point control point.
Yeah, you could only lose by 30 points.
Yeah. And Humbles, you've got Thug.
Yeah, mine would be Thug and Wolf, and true to the nature of the way that they were placed prior. Life taking 1, Wreck taking 2, and Wolf, I'm gonna have them taking 3rd.
Ooh. All right.
But Thug, you know, it feels true. It feels funny because it's like first would be Life, second would be Wreck, third would be Wolf, and then fourth would be Thug.
That feels
And I
wrong.
think that's about where the similarities stop right there. Other than that, it's pretty much the exact same as how they're lined up to place in round 1 as it would be in finals.
Well, I think you have it exactly placed as the seeding system. Like Life is 1 seed, Rect is 2nd seed, and Wolf third,
Unintentionally, yes. Unintentionally. Yes.
unintentionally.
Yeah.
What they all say.
Okay, you know what?
I guess that just makes it here. You know, like, how am I gonna decide who wins? Well, there's this nice, neat order for me.
Guys, I promise I didn't go based off the seed order. All right, it just
I actually
happened
have
to
a very
end up
funny
that way.
MMR story that I will tell offcast that is related to
Okay.
this.
Okay.
So Humbles, is what you're saying is you went to the ESPN website and you looked up every single one of our teams, and then they had the calculations and then like the Vegas bet system, and that's what you went off of, right?
Yeah, so basically what happened was I went to ESPN's website, right? And I saw everything laid out seed order by tier, and I was like, this is great. I like this. So then I took those teams and I really took a personal look at it, and I had to, put them based on where my heart was, and oh my God, they're in seed order. Well, now I've got to explain this to the people, but then I thought about it and I was like, I think the people will understand that it just makes too much sense that the board has the inside job here to make the seed order true. So I'm gonna stick by that.
You can't go to the ESPN website to find Dash League, but you can find Dash League on the Dash League website.
And on that note, thank you guys for joining us.
Well, all right. Well, if you think that you're smarter than us, go ahead and post your predictions in the comments and tell us why we're wrong.
You know what's an even better place to do the predictions?
Where?
In the
Discord.
Dash League YouTube chat, where you will be able to predict games for winning potential prizes.
Oh,
For most games. I don't want to say all games. Hopefully all games. But a bare minimum most games.
My brackets.
Is you can win 3D prints, other stuff that I forgot. It'll be a grand old time.
Wow,
yeah,
that sounds awesome, Laz. Thank you. You can win 3D prints and some other stuff. Let's go!
I think a lot of times you can game keys, and I don't want to put hard labels on anything yet because I don't know for sure what it is aside from the 3D prints.
Yeah, I don't think the prizes have been like ironed out yet. But
Iron on.
No, not iron on. Oh,
what?
Like little patches you can iron onto stuff.
Oh, that's weird.
And Laz, where can we find this channel? Which Discord server? Which channel? What's the channel name, etc.?
Dashly TV or Dashly Network. Like it'll just be in the YouTube chat as you just
Like Network TV.
Oh, you mean literally in a YouTube live chat? I thought it was like a Discord server thing. My
Speaking
bad.
of the Discord, you can head over there to
Is this your first season,
Cast
Humbles?
Media to find all the upcoming games. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be announcing what we're giving away before each cast. So
yeah,
even if you're not interested in the match, which you should be, you can hop in and potentially win free stuff.
ooh.
Throw a random guess in there, and then if you win, you can spit in the board's face about it.
We have some very bad shotguns that were 3D printed that we want to give to whoever loses.
you could spit in
look
our
like a
faces.
I'll just buy them off you. Don't worry about it.
We cannot sell them legally. You'd get sued.
Well, yeah, legally, obviously. You'd be giving them to me as a gift, and I would then give you a gift of cash.
Is that a new
Anyway.
offering on the?
I'm sorry. Off topic. My bad.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and look at some memes.
Oh yeah, we've got to do that too. Whoops. Okay.
Here we go. All right. Well, wasn't that a great discussion about playoffs? We're going to be looking at some more memes, and we got Small Quad joining us. What's up, Small Quad?
Yo, what's good?
And
How we doing?
We got everybody else in here still.
Yeah, just a bunch of no names.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Bunch of no
I see
names,
how it
honestly.
is.
All right. So let's check out some more memes. Small Quad, I believe this is one of your videos.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Yep. So
Completely. I would say this is about 90% accurate. The only difference is that I would change that 5 to an 8, and then we'll probably call it good.
This is why I don't play pubs.
the best part is like this is so true. They're just waiting for the SMGs.
That's Roadrunner and Crusher right there.
And then the AFK players.
People in spawn, they piss me off more than people waiting for like specific weapons in the rest of the
because
map,
at least
I'm
they're
really
doing
honest.
They didn't do anything.
It's
And that's
just
a
like
block for another player to come in.
There's just a feeling of like defeat when you join and then you look over and there's like 2 to 3 AFK players. I'm like, oh, I'm on my own.
It's like,
Yeah, because you know joining a pub you're going to be on your own basically anyway, but the fact that there's people doing actually nothing instead of being a body bag like they usually are, like at least body bags kind of do
It's
something.
like you can't even get a bot in.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
least
Yeah.
have a bot. Like push card.
oh my gosh. All
Someone
right.
do that
This is
box
great though. I
thing,
love this.
I just
Next
had
up.
the players take off their headsets in that bit. It's funny.
What is this?
So
It's supposed to be a guy.
It's literally I can
You
see it.
got
I
it.
can literally see it.
I guess.
yeah,
Only the bottom half really to me looks like it.
yeah. I
People
believe it
have
was
the weirdest
Dash Hole.
mind.
Dash Hole thought this was
What's
a
Dash Hole? Oh, okay, this all makes sense.
bikini wearing android, killer android.
Oh my god, I can see it now that you've said it, and
Yeah,
it makes
you
me
don't see the
upset.
thong, the volcano.
Can we move on, please?
Yeah, I'd like to move on. Bashal, no disrespect. I love you, but
Yeah.
All right, this was posted by Roadrunner.
So it's
okay.
what's going on here?
Yeah, B is really getting a lot of attention.
Oh, did we say that Roadrunner came
This is
in
gonna go
for,
so horribly.
Icon?
Reveal it.
Yeah.
The anticipation.
What's happening?
I don't.
Is...
Oh no!
And he's dead.
You
With that.
And
could
he's
have skipped
gone.
ahead like 5 minutes.
There's no preamble to that. It just happens.
Yeah,
Like, he's just walking around.
it's the most anticlimactic.
They just fell in the lava.
It's
And he's
it's not like
dead.
they even like panicked or anything. I didn't see any arm flailing. I didn't
He looked defeated, just like emotionally.
hear any screaming.
Ah! Burning alive.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hate
what
when
the
that
heck,
happens.
Roadrunner?
I agree with Raider.
Dash Malone. I love this. I miss the what is it, Post Malone memes that used to come out where it'd be like post something that rhymes with Malone, basically. It was a great time from like 2020 to 2023.
Oh, yeah.
It just randomly pop up on your
3
feed.
whole
This is
years.
amazing. Yeah, it was. I feel like it was pretty big for quite some time.
Well, I remember it was like really funny for like 3 weeks, and then it died for like a year, and then it was really funny for like 2 years.
I don't know. I loved all of them personally. Every time I'd see one, I'd chuckle. They were great.
You chuckle.
I just like the Takalot symbol.
Oh yeah.
The more you look at it, the less sense it makes. Like,
Yeah.
why is so? I understand that.
None
like,
of them are the
yellow bar-
same width. Like
No, they're all different lifts, all different lengths. It looks AI generated. Like if you told AI to make some random shapes, like I don't know, it's just a bit of an
modern
enigma to
art.
me.
If
Well,
you
then why
hadn't
is the
said
content keep
anything, I
recurring?
would not. If you had not said anything, I would not have realized that's what that was. I'm gonna be
Goose,
so
is this
honest.
your meme?
This is my meme.
Did you draw the packet loss symbol
No.
there?
So actually, I don't know where I got. I think I got it from the Data Miners server. But somebody pulled all of the like little icons out of the game, and so they're just in
I
a folder
see.
on my hard drive.
I was just on standby for that.
Yep.
That's why we love Goose, guys.
All right.
I never
That's
realized
the
there were
old
boats behind the
waterway.
waterway. No,
Oh, hold on. We'll go back. We'll go back.
yeah, it's the
There's
old
what?
waterway.
there's boats.
Yeah. So, fun fact about those boats.
The clean waterway.
Not-
they made
That's
it
what
not
the coast is, right?
well, yeah, but not only are there boats, but those like cruise ships. Those are flat. They're like completely flat.
Yeah, those are JPEGs.
And they're tiny. And yeah, if you get really up close to them, they look horrible.
I flew out there on a drone. I was like, oh my gosh, I want to see this up close. And I'm like, oh, okay.
See, and the crazy thing is,
Aw,
like,
man.
Waterway is actually like a huge, like the area of the entire map is absolutely massive, but obviously like you can only go inside the map itself, like the
Right.
playable area.
Tiny.
I think because the map is so tall, it needs a long you have a long view distance, so they need to put a lot of space to so you don't look at like empty space eventually.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Like Corey, you're kind of like you're like below the map almost because there's something you're like in a mine. So
Mhm.
there's like Corey outside of it, like there's basically nothing.
Right.
Like,
You
there's no
can't see
background
over
noise.
walls. There isn't
Right.
nothing. But here it would be weird to just see a void.
Moving on.
Hey, you still up? Good. I thought I made this tea for nothing. You can drink that whenever you like, okay? It's a little hot, so you might want to wait until...
God, I love listening to Grim while I play
What was that
Hyperdash.
audio?
Oh,
Is
it
it
really?
Grim made an ASMR video.
Was that eating
No.
ASMR?
It was
Is that what that was?
I think it was boyfriend ASMR. What was it? I forget.
It was some variety of ASMR. I have not watched the video.
I don't know. All I know is that it was Grim and his soothing voice. If he was in my ears for most Dash League games, we would be top dasher. I'm just gonna say it.
We gotta make that
Wouldn't
happen.
play most games because you'd be too busy.
Top tier coach.
Oh, you know what? That's actually facts. We wouldn't be top tier dasher because I'd be so busy listening to Grim that I would just stop playing.
Legit, you'd have to forfeit all your maps. The other team would too because you'd just be busy.
Yep, listening to Grim.
Anyways,
Hey, you still up?
you're not gonna watch this again.
Next. We got Servoid.
This is so small.
This is so well edited. Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, I don't edit the memes. I just put them in. Maybe when I'm editing
I don't
this,
edit the memes. I just curate them.
when I'm editing this, I'll just zoom in.
This is so well photoshopped.
You would dramatic
The
zoom
aspect
in,
ratio?
Lighting.
sound
Hold on.
effects and-
Other than the aspect ratio of the actual photo itself, I do think it is unironically actually pretty well done. Like, it looks like he's laying on the bed,
Nice bedroom.
and I love it.
The
I'm not a huge fan of the Z's.
lighting.
The Z's I don't like.
chef's kiss.
No, the Z's are not
I
best. But
I also like how that Servoid's little profile picture is in there too, but it's almost all the way cut off.
What's the little like yellow and like gray bit on the left of it?
That's probably
the
from his Discord icon.
Oh yeah.
Like you get the
what
borders that
Chris
have like
was
random
just saying.
I see.
Next, another.
Oh, boy.
He's got pistols. He's just this one. Couldn't find Gambit. It looks like Gambit was like inside and crouched down, so we couldn't see where he's at.
Hey, so Humbles.
Art Crocus.
You wanna explain what's on your mind?
Good.
You got an alibi?
No, I don't need one. I'll let y'all think what you want.
You-
It looks
you
like no
stand
alibi is
by-
necessary. I stand by what I said. I'm standing
You
10
stand
toes
by
deep
it.
in this. 10 toes deep,
Humbles,
right?
please stop.
Let's move on.
My pain has pain.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh no!
Did they still die?
That was so gross.
He didn't even react too. He just kind of like
He just
looked
looked
over
down.
and he's like, "Oh, okay." He just kind of
pretty
accepted
sure-
his fate, dude.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they knew it was over.
Also, is Vita video editing software? I don't remember that before.
I don't know.
He could have shot the shocks and
I've never seen that.
At least killed Romeo.
Well, here's the thing. Like this person. Oh, wait, okay, so like this person is. I think they're looking left, and obviously like Romeo. No, get out of here. Romeo comes up in their peripheral vision.
I think they just looked forward, head empty.
Also, what is that gun hold, bro?
I think they were just had their hands at their like they were just kind of crossed.
I mean,
at
they
their
were
It was
legs.
like- it was like a
reloading, so they had
Dracula
to go
jump
for
scare.
the Headshots to.
I mean, me personally, I probably would have freaked out immediately and released my trigger just because I'd rather go down killing both of us than dying by myself. So,
True.
but not everyone's like that, you know.
I think this is another Roadrunner video.
Oh, and I,
This is from the same
oh,
match.
and you got it.
Yeah. They're gonna fall in the lava again. With...
Dang it.
5K inside of host space.
Is it the same video, just with
Supposed to
longer?
dash.
I hear
I
a
hope-
stinky boy in the
There's
background.
so many hiding spots in the
And
base.
Grim's there. Hi. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
covered this
Grim,
match
of
like
course.
3 or 4 days ago.
He's about to be
Bunch of-
met with 2 hope.
You calling Gator
Okay.
stinky?
No,
Oh,
you know who
he
I'm calling
did.
stinky. He's in here too.
Yeah, what?
Finally goes
Calling
down.
Small Quad stinky?
They like Gator.
All right, you know what?
I don't understand.
I think
Neither
he
do
was
I.
in the wrong channel for match highlights. Would be my.
Calling stinky, huh?
that
Say
makes
it to my face.
Nah.
That's fair.
All right. I think that is plausible that it was posted in the wrong channel. All right.
Nothing funny happened. Nothing funny said.
We'll clear it up in post. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Goose will fix it. Thanks, Goose.
I'm just gonna put a random meme over it. Enjoy
Yes,
that.
just any meme.
You should make a new Post Malone meme. You could have two in the same video.
Post Cologne. Post alone.
Post Cologne.
All right, moving on. Next video.
All this.
What the fuck?
Bruh.
Wait, that was
Bro,
humble.
what is a level 2 gonna do?
Okay, no, if you go
They're fast, I'm gonna win.
Ryan,
What the actual fuck?
Bro, pistols are ass. You gotta use burst.
Oh my god. That's yeah.
if you go
Honestly,
back,
my favorite part of that participating
Sorry.
in this whole thing was the Staples guy. I was Staples guy. I didn't realize how knocked back I looked when I got killed until after I watched the finished product, and it was
Dude,
Yeah, killed by
you got
tumbles.
decked into the next Wednesday.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I know.
You didn't even need to take multiple takes for that. You just cosine nailed you in the head. I was like, oh my god, that's perfect.
I'm pretty sure all the weapons have different physics when they shoot bodies. And snipers have really, really, really high pushback.
Oh, yeah, this was just Humble's messing around in the wall, and he stuck his guns out, and I just took a screenshot of that. I'm like, I'm definitely using that.
So the only reason I knew about this spot was because I hopped in a pub one time and I was watching actively as a child attempted to dash into the wall, and I got to see the entire process from start to finish. It was phenomenal.
That Falcon account was me on my Steam VR account, which
took
took
30 minutes to set up.
So long to set up, dude.
Sitting in a
used
lobby
Quest 3.
trying to make conversation with 11-year-olds while I'm just trying to enjoy my night. No disrespect at all, but
it took so
Christ.
long.
Also, this is very well edited. We
Thank
need
you.
more meme videos like
It
this.
took so many hours of
Goose, get on it.
editing and much sleep deprivation.
Okay, that's
Oh yeah, can we
crazy.
go back for a second?
That-
If you
that feels like the-
rewind, if you go to the frame where he just gets his head taken off,
Great.
Looks like it
right
changes.
there.
Yeah.
It's literally just
The
a default
default
head.
head.
I looked back at that. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck? I didn't
That's
even notice
wild.
that. It's just a default head, looking down.
Maybe
default
I guess
head just
maybe
blows
they only animated one head being blown off, and so
Do you want to know what it is?
yes.
Whenever you kill somebody with a headshot, it's a PNG explodes into fragments. And when the thing was made, there was only the default head. Well, there were others, but there wasn't a whole bunch of them you could buy. So it is in normal gameplay, it just looks like a bunch of fragments. But if you get it on the frame that it you kill somebody, it'll be just a PNG of the head. That's why it looks so out of place. It doesn't have any lighting with it. It's really just a PNG that's breaking apart.
Interesting.
Amazing, I love it.
Because if it was an actual 3D model of the head, it would have the same lighting, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
very clearly is on waterway or something. when
Not
it
the
was taken.
same.
That's wild.
Moving
All
on.
right. Yes. Next meme. Okay, Zaya posted this propaganda, and said when you're trying to catch the laggy player.
Rue. I thought
Get
it was
it
going to be a
eventually.
Rockets joke.
Was there a worm on the ground?
Oh hold
my
on.
gosh.
Hold on. I'm
No,
it got
no.
lost again in the playlist.
Oh my gosh.
It looks like there was
Alright,
a worm on the ground. Just find it.
This
All right.
PNG makes me so mad.
Why?
Because
Why
this
you
was-
have to ruin
okay.
everything?
We'll
Okay,
go
hold
back.
on, let
We'll
me
go back to
explain
the
this.
cat video, but hold on. I want to hear this.
Let me explain this. So, I was messing around in OBS like while we were like kind of in between like recordings.
Yeah.
For like the meme that we just showed, and like I was like I put my face in the drone like, and I was like telling Humbles and Cosign like, oh yeah, this would be like a really good GIF. Like I might use this, and then like I'm like going over the footage, and I saw that like Dave took a screenshot, and then he put the hearts over it, and he posted it. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, that caught me so off guard.
That's so funny. All right, let's. Oh, okay. And somebody posted this. Is this supposed to be like a team name meme?
This is a 4-year-old image, and the reason why I know it is because this image was sent to me when they were trying to recruit me to, I think, Bias.
And he wants you for Division 2.
It didn't say Division 2. That's a different thing. I don't know what that's.
What's the percent like on the lower part of it? Part
That
of the
is
character.
for the player known as percent.
Ah.
Oh, that gives whole new levels to this entire meme.
I don't know why he's green. I don't know why
This
he's the
meme.
midriff that's cut off. That's why this team name
This-
I.
This meme has so much lore.
Well, the weird part is this is not the original image. It didn't say Division 2. So I have no idea. Like, I guess it was edited.
Oh, no, yeah, I can see the white over for the TMMI and Div 2.
Right. But like, I mean, this image is like 4 years old, so probably the original is like lost to time, and so we only have this edited one. It's like lost history. It's a little bit interesting. Also, those hands are so grindly. Like, what am I looking at? Like, imagine a Roblox character.
All right, moving on. I'm laughing at something though. Oh, okay. We've watched this.
They repeat.
Again.
We watched this.
we got-
Okay.
Oh, here's
We're in the-
okay.
oh, here we go.
So wait, what?
You guys see the worm next to the blue dot to the right? That's a
That's a
worm.
freaking piece of string.
It's a fabric. It's a piece of fabric.
100% a worm. Does that okay? Look at this with no context. Like, if that was in the dirt, would you think that's a worm?
If it was in the dirt, yeah, but it's not. It's on hardwood floor
if
on
it
the
was
inside of my
crawling-
home.
With a
It
cat.
was crawling around and in the dirt and looked like a worm and was slimy and had a little ring on it. You know, it's like the band-aid.
Someone else
thing.
agree is what I'm hearing.
If it was
like
a
a
worm, then
goose,
yes, it'd be
and
a
it
worm.
honks like a goose.
Honk.
But
Can
it's
you cut that if it was-
indoors.
if it was a worm?
Somewhere there, a goose does not exist. It's probably not a goose.
Probably
You
just
just lack
a guy
imagination.
doing some VR.
All right,
I
I'm
believe
getting off,
the-
guys. Good night.
Moving?
I believe the
Oh, we haven't
caption for
seen
that
this one yet.
meme was trying to
Hell
kiss
is
the laggy
this?
person. What is that? What is bro holding?
Okay.
I think it was Satan Slayer.
Yes.
Bigadoo PC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why do I know that of anybody?
What is the context?
I don't know that.
Say there's never any
I'm-
context is your issue.
There is
There's
not,
never any context.
no.
And why is the face like that?
Here's the
Why
thing.
is the face looking like that?
It is just
What
creepy
the-
when faces get put on the robot because
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
I'm
is
like
not
concerned
what
what happened to the
you
arms.
imagine.
Yeah,
It's
the
like he's
hands.
melting.
I think maybe what happened is that she tried to like Photoshop the hands. Like,
Was it like blurred?
yeah,
over?
I don't know, because
My
normally
favorite
they're
is the little
holding
shrimp
guns.
thumb, though.
What'd you say?
The little shrimp thumb on the top, like the little shrimp. It's not like a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Raw face on that, and then it's holding a PC case.
Like just like take the head off and put it on the little thumb, like
Yeah.
tiny, teeny tiny. And then if you zoom in, that has a little thumb.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
It looks like a glove.
I see that.
The upper hand.
Most hands do.
Anyways.
All right, next. Oh,
I
okay.
already saw this.
Okay.
I saw this.
Okay. Oh wait, we haven't seen that one.
Hey.
behind the cart.
We didn't pay attention to this one.
Down, Uga, and who is that? Small Squad. Octorilla
Hey,
on
it's
the
me.
cart. Getting some solid movement. Ajax, what?
No.
Oh, I think okay. So
The Wi-Fi.
Ajax said this is how their season went that season. Just
Oh my god, I
frozen.
didn't even realize it was Knock versus Other. That's a
Yeah.
take back. Holy god.
Yeah.
Wow.
Season 6.
Season 6.
Yeah, or
Season 2
yeah.
months ago.
It feels like he got reverse
That
JFK.
was back in season 6, yeah.
Got reverse JFK'd. Oh my god.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
crazy.
That was
That
such
was
an
an insane
acidic
statement.
laugh.
Can you say
That was an
that?
insane statement.
What, reverse JFK? Is that like a bad thing?
Okay, well, let's step back for a second. Is it a bad thing? Probably. In this context, though, it's actually hilarious. So I think we can let it slide.
Are there people still upset about the JFK assassination from 19?
Yeah, I was there. I was there. All right, it was a traumatic experience for me personally. All right, you wouldn't get
You're
it.
that old?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
that old.
no.
How old would that make me? If I remembered that, I'd have to be at least 7 years old, probably.
You'd be 60.
so-
You would be consider the following factors. Carry the 2, multiply by 5. You would be 58.
Like in my 70s, probably. Don't remember it though.
You
Nope.
just because it's happened a while ago doesn't mean it's not.
It's ancient
bad.
history at this point. It doesn't matter.
I went on an 8th grade trip a couple weeks ago to DC, and then we saw like all the memorials and museums on this topic.
This got
What
dark.
happened to Dallas?
I'm dying.
What?
No, Dallas. Do you understand what you've just done?
I love how we're watching memes, and now we're getting into the history of America.
You know where JFK
Really
was
killed JFK.
shot?
Find out next time on
Yeah.
DashCast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, is that why they put the Dallas server in?
Just don't die, bro.
Imagine if this isn't on Dallas.
Almighty Lateralis, please set me free.
All right. All right.
But you find out if
all
this
right.
is on.
All right.
I think we've gone through all of them.
Yeah, I think we've gone through all of them.
Yep. All right. Well,
Don't pay attention to that.
Can you name
And on this note, we're
can the
gonna
title
end
of this
out.
episode be Reverse JFK?
No.
That should be the title.
That'll be the subtext.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, playoff Reverse JFK. The movie, the game.
DashCast episode 8
my God.
JFK edition.
all
Alright.
right.
Can we get one of you
Anyways.
talented photoshoppers out there to make a Hyperdash version of what we're talking about? That'd be great. Anyway,
We'll make
time
it
to end out this
icon.
stream.
I swear to God, whoever makes it, I will make it a server icon for at least.
You
for
just
Mom.
saw it.
I'll make it.
I believe in
I'm
you.
crying.
I'll do it. I volunteer.
I am crying right now.
I'm crying internally. I'm trying to leave at this point.
All right.
This is
Well,
why I don't like Glaz anymore.
And this is why I hope you all have a very happy JFK Day. End credits. Some seconds.
does anybody else have anything else to say before we let everybody go?
I wish anything I had to say could mean
I hate this
anything to
image.
any of you at this point.
I don't want to think anymore.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us for this awesome episode of DashCast. We'll probably have a couple more this season.
Cut to black.
And we'll see you next time on
Exit
DashCast.
stage left.
Later, everyone. called Ko-Fi. It lets you support Dash League with a little money each month, and in return you get some sweet things. For $5 a month, you get a cool custom Discord role. For $10 a month, you get the role and you get a personal shout out each cast. And for $25, you can get all of that and a free Dash League t-shirt every season. Now that's less than you'd spend on a coffee per month. Oh wait, you're bots. You don't drink coffee. Or live. You kinda just stand there. Anyway, support Dash League by signing up on the Ko-Fi website. The link is in the description.
I hunt geese.
I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that. Support Dash League now on Ko-Fi and get cool things in return. Later, bots.
Perfect.